Welcome back, everybody! We got a new video, obviously. I've done this before, and I actually don't fully remember my end result, but we will rank book tropes again. Because I feel like we haven't done that in a while, and also I have not been reading as much. Does anyone else feel like 2024 as a whole just feels like one big reading slump? I don't know. However, I kind of want to get back into it in like a funsy kind of way, and so I decided to just do that again. So you will get the my screen. I have my laptop here. You will get that on the screen. Actually, it might be the screen and I'll be in a low corner somewhere, but that's beside the point. So we will start. So I prepped this before this time around because last time I had like 5 categories, I think, and throughout the whole video I had to reinstate more new categories and everything, and so it was a bit messy. And this time around we have 7. So we have, as you can see, godlike, love it, good, just the middle, literally no feelings, ain't no way, jail, and I need bleach because this shit is horrific. So kind of similar to the last one we did. And then we have the book tropes. I think it's less book tropes than last time actually, but we will see how it goes, and if this is not enough we will do another quiz or something. So let's start. We will just go the way they are down here. Excuse me if I look down, by the way, because I have to look at the screen. I'm trying to literally prop up my laptop as high as I can, but it is what it is. So we start with the first one, which I feel like is quite the common one. Bad boy, good girl. I don't hate it, honestly. I really don't. However, I think it's a bit overdone, and I think it depends on what extent of bad boy. Are we talking straight up criminal, bit of a crazy bitch bad boy? Maybe not. You know, maybe that's not the one, but a little bit in this kind of I think I said this last time around as well, kind of this I hate everyone but you, which is a whole nother trope, but I feel like that also a lot of the time goes hand in hand with bad boy good girl. So that also, if you hear noise in the background, my neighbor is DIYing whatever the fuck he's doing. So excuse me if you have to hear this, but I don't have another day to film this, so we will have to just go with the flow. So bad boy good girl, honestly for me just reaches good. I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's not I like it. I feel like a lot of the time it's nice and good, but it's not a I have to have this in a book die hard thing. So friends with benefits to lovers is also, honestly, I don't hate it. I don't, definitely not. I do, however, love friends to lovers. Friends with benefits, I feel like, but that's a whole different story apart from bookish stuff. I feel like a lot of the time, also in real life, friends with benefits is not really friends with benefits, because a lot of the people are not actually friends. So there's no friends and benefits, but it's we indulge in casual sex more than once type situation, you know, and then they just frame it this way. However, friends to lovers, god tier for me personally. We'll get to this. However, not my personal favorite, but it does work. So we will put it, honestly, we'll put it in good. Yeah. Next one, slow burn. That's an easy one. Love it. I love it. It's not god tier for me because I feel like sometimes it's too long, it's too slow, and other times it's it's set to be a slow burn, but it's not that slow. So it's a lot about like timing and stuff, but the idea itself and the way it is often used, I love it. I really do. And I think it's honestly, I feel like a slow burn can be so sweet because it's not this like, oh, we met, we went on a date, fell in love, done thing. And it's, you can like slowly see how being acquaintances or friends or like whatever like situation we have slowly forms into them like discovering their own feelings, the other person's feelings, all that kind of stuff. So I love that. Yeah, Grumpy Sunshine, very sweet. Kind of also goes hand in hand with the I hate everyone but you situation, because I feel like a lot of the time it's like grumpy guy, sunshine girl, and I feel like a lot of the time it's him not being grumpy with her then, as soon as they kind of have some sort of relationship, even if it's just friendship. So yeah, I like it. I like it. Is it as good as Slow Burn? That is my question. I think so. Yeah, no, actually I don't. Teacher student, jail, instant jail. Like if it's college and everybody is of age and the professor is like the teacher or professor or whatever is like, I don't know, mid and 20s, sure, go for it, you know, have fun. However, I feel like in most situations that comes with an insane age gap that no one needs, which is not legal and not good whatsoever, no matter how you twist and turn it. And it's also this like weird thing of one person being a superior because of their job and because of their age and like all that kind of stuff, which I feel like is weird for a relationship, especially to that extent. And so this deserves jail time, metaphorically and actually. So there we go. Right person, not enough time. Honestly, heartbreaking. I don't hate it, but do I love it? I don't know. I don't know if I love it. The thing is, I really don't mind it, and I think it's so sweet when it's kind of this like destined to be thing. But I feel like a lot of the time it's just like cut short just to cut it short. You know, like you could have just as well, to disrupt the story, have done something else half the time. But I don't hate it. The thing is, I'm a friend of right person, wrong time, because that gives us like the chance to rekindle things. So I'm a bit 50-50 on this one. I'm not gonna put it in good. I feel like there's too many things in good, but we'll see. Single parent, honestly, don't hate it. I'm gonna put it in the middle because I don't hate it and I like single parent tropes. However, if the whole point is just them being a single parent and then somebody else coming into the picture as like a lover, but it's like not about their relationship with the fact one of them is a single parent, I feel like it's kind of weird and kind of off. And also a lot of people, me included, like I am no like pro in this, but I feel like a lot of people, even a lot of authors that have insanely good writing styles and have been incredibly successful and all of that kind of stuff, I feel like a lot of people forget that the same way an adult would talk, a kid wouldn't. And so I feel like a lot of the time, if the kid is involved in the story a lot and you have like conversations with the kid and all that kind of stuff, they word it like an adult, but the kid is supposed to be speaking. And so I feel like there is a lot of potential for that, but it lacks skill and creativity a lot of the time. I cannot write a kid, to be honest. Not for me. Also no skill in that whatsoever to have like child wording, which would be appropriate in this, but yeah, no, I don't love it, I don't hate it. I don't mind it, literally. It's not like a thing where I'm like, oh, this is single parent, oh my god, I have to have this book. But it's also not, oh my god, it's single parent, like, ew. It's just like, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Kind of like, just in the middle. So we put it in the middle. Strangers to lovers, yes and no. I feel like last time I was like way too nice and I put way too many things in like good and love it, and like, I mean, I have a lot of things in good right now, but I feel like I put a lot more things into like love it and God tier, I think. It's been a while. So strangers to lovers, honestly, in the middle, because it's like, I don't mind it, I really don't. And it's kind of like, how do you put that? I feel like it has potential again. However, I feel like a lot of the time it's literally this like, we ran into each other at a coffee store, like something, and instantly fell in love, and there's no like build up or, oh, I met this guy 5 months ago once in a coffee shop and then I ran into him multiple times and then slowly something happened, and it's just like this like instant love thing, which I think is stupid, to be honest. Like, of course sometimes it happens, but it's also not love but attraction. And so nah, no, honestly, strangers to lovers, we're gonna keep it there. Bully romance, no, no. Actually, put it in jail, because I feel like there's things worse than bully romance, but I don't get it. What is the point? Like, this person, for whatever reason, has been mean to you. Probably there was no reason apart from them being a dickhead, so why would you fall in love with them? And also this, like, I feel like a lot of the time they try to resolve the conflict by being like, oh, he just did that because he liked me and he didn't know how to approach me, like whatever. Then shut your mouth. There's no need. This is insane, by the way, the noise. The thing is, there's like no point in bullying someone, even if you like them or not, or like whatever. We don't bully over here. And if the like end result of that is the person that has been bullied falling in love, get a therapist, touch some grass. That is not normal to like people like that obviously don't like you. And no matter how much you can talk about this and dissect it and like whatever, to me personally, people that genuinely believe this, like, oh, I liked you but I didn't know how to approach you, so I like bullied you. And I don't mean like friendly, like banter, like jokes bullying, but like genuine, like hardcore bullying, and like openly and all of it, and like involving other people and being this whole big thing. There's no way this person actually liked you before, and that the reason they bullied you was because they were scared or like something to approach you, because that is bullshit. So jail. Straight. Friends to lovers, God tier. Let's be real, we go up there. we got to godlike. I love it. I think for books and in real life, I feel like friendship is the best base for whatever kind of relationship follows. And I cherish, not that I like am in love with my friends like this, like romantically, but like I cherish my friendships so much, also my girly friendships and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like friendship superior, also highly underrated. I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate their friends enough. And having this thing of like, they are so close and like so like balanced in a way, because they have known each other for so long, and like as friends, like they have a top tier friend relationship, and then they just like up it a little more even when they discover feelings. And it's also this like sometimes kind of slow burn-ish thing where it's like this, oh, I feel like I might like him, and then you have like, especially like dual POV where you have like both sides and both of them kind of like separately discovering things and like questioning the other one's intentions and stuff. Chef's kiss. Love it. Okay, back to the thing. Fake dating, honestly, depends. I do like it. I think it's good. I don't know if I would put it in love it. Maybe. Actually, yes, let's put it to love it so we have a bit more in there. The thing is, what I like about the fake dating trope is a lot of the time, which goes hand in hand with the slow burn thing, which is funny having them in the same category. A lot of the time the fake dating is either to like win something and to benefit off of it, and like depending on what that cause is, I feel like sometimes it's very like useful, like you kind of get the point. It's like maybe I would do that. Not that I have. However, I feel like a lot of the time fake dating turns into this like actually dating because they spend so much time together. They like discover like actual feelings or like develop actual feelings, and I think that is so sweet to watch. This like when the lines start to be blurry and they keep pretending even though they are already alone and not at like an event or something anymore. And I think that's so sweet too, depending on how it's written, of course, to see those little moments where you like start to catch on and the characters start to catch on. So love it. Love triangle, jail. Actually, we put it to Ain't No Way, because the thing is, I feel like it's not like a crime, it's not assault or anything, but I feel like love triangles most of the time you can just tell who was the better choice clearly and who should be the choice and all that kind of stuff. Like I read, was that last year? I think so. I read this book last year which was a love triangle. Do I have it somewhere here? No, I don't have it on hand actually. Surrounded by books, but I don't have it on hand. Actually, where is it? I don't know. Different story. Which was like a love triangle, and I talked about this in my reading wrap up from last year. Reading wrap 2023. It's somewhere in there. I think towards the end. Where it was also the case that they were like friends, like the guys were friends, and she liked both of them, but it was like so obvious one of them was such a dickhead, and that he was like kind of mischievous, and that he kind of had like something weird about him, and like something was going on behind closed doors, and I was right. I guessed from the beginning. Like the second both guys were introduced, I knew which one she should go for and which one she would potentially go for, and also that the other guy got like something weird going on, and what he had going on. I guess that I'm not gonna spoil, but like it was something. So I feel like it's always dumb, and it's always like so obvious, and I feel like oftentimes you have this like they get along great character, whatever, like the guy you should choose, and then you have like the dickhead weird guy where it's more like an obsession, and I feel like not actually feelings, and it's more like, oh but he's like, oh my god, he's such a bad boy, or like, oh he's like so spicy, so I don't know, something stupid. And so they kind of like stick to this like obsession of them being like special and spicy and like whatever. So that's kind of odd, and love triangle obviously never works. So moving on. Only one bad trope, Ain't No Way. The thing is, if it's like best friends, but then that would also be best friends to lovers, kind of, and that happens, and then they kind of like start to develop feelings, fair enough. But apart from that, if it's just, if the main point of the book is the single book trope, and if it's like a book that starts with literally, oh no, we are stranded somewhere and there's only one bed, and then one wants to like sleep on the couch or like on the floor or like anywhere but the bed, and then the other person's like, no, we can share, and like whatever kind of stupid shit. No, especially if they're strangers. Like, what the hell? Who in their right mind, what person, but also what woman in their right mind would like cozy up in a random bed in a random hotel room with a random person? Ain't no fucking way. So we put that in Ain't No Way. Brother's best friend, yes, we love. Honestly, we do love. A lot of the time I think it's overdone. In a sense of like they are like unnecessarily secretive about it, which then leads to more conflict. The reason they postponed talking about it and like letting the brother and everybody else know is more of an issue than the relationship itself, that I think is sometimes stupid. But apart from that, brother's best friend, chef's kiss. Accidental pregnancy, honestly, no. It happens, and if it's like a side, kind of like a side quest thing where that does happen, fair enough. But if it's like the whole plot of the thing, and then there's like half of it could be resolved if you would just talk to one another thing, it's stupid, so no thanks. Sports romance, smash, love it, would do again. Oh, that was wrong. Love it, would do again. Literally still have The Wall of Winnipeg here. Oh, actually, it's called The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. However, still haven't read it because it's a big little bitch. and I will get around to it at some point in my life. But sports, romance, smash. Enemies to lovers, yes and no. Honestly, can be good, and if done right, love it. However, I think a lot of the time it's just a communication issue as well. And also, it's like this weird, they don't have a reason to hate the other person. They just hate the other person. And you're like, okay, weird. And you kind of like hope to discover the reason. And then when they resolve the issue, whatever the issue was, it kind of like shows that there was never an issue really. And it was just like, oh, I hate this person. And then when you ask why, it's kind of like, I just hate them just because. Why would you do that? So a lot of the time it's stupid, but also enemies to lovers, if it's like a bit of like funny banter, rivalry, something like that, honestly sweet would do. Again, probably. So love that. Okay, we had to put a little cut in there, but we move on. Next one, workplace romance. Chef's kiss. Low-key chef's kiss. The thing is, I think there's a lot of like little bits going hand in hand. It's like this, you probably have like a bit of forced proximity, a little bit of like teaming up because maybe you have like a coworker you don't like and they also don't like them, or like whatever kind of stuff it is. I feel like a lot of the time that can be very sweet, so we put it in good because it's not like the greatest thing to exist, but it's good. Childhood friends to lovers, smash. Honestly, that is basically kind of like also God tier, because it's like they grew up together and they are like so like strong and deep in their friendship and know each other so well and have for like such a long time, and then like the usual friends to lovers just step it up a notch and have the relationship thing going on. And I think it's interesting, of course depending on the book and the storyline, to see how even though they are so tight and know each other so well, that when other bits like come into the equation, like you get along, you know each other and all that kind of stuff, but then in relationships, like in a romantic relationship, you have other struggles and like, I don't know, moving in together and all that kind of stuff. There's parts that you don't have when you're just friends, and them having to learn to get through that and that kind of stuff can be done very well. So we do love. Friends to enemies to lovers. That I never really got, because like if I hate a bitch, I hate a bitch. And I will not oddly fall in love. And also, a lot of the time, I feel like I'm gonna put it in the middle. No, actually I'm gonna put it in Ain't No Way. Because the thing is, I don't get the whole thing of like, ooh, we're such great friends, then we hated one another, and then we found our way back and now we're in love. Why would you hate each other in the first place? Because I feel like to really hate someone and like break up even like a whole friendship, there has to be something big that happened. And so then just like stepping back from that and being like, yeah, whatever, is like kind of odd for me, to be honest. Because either it's this big that you break up your relationship, friendship, whatever, and it's like a done deal, and it's like, okay, that was that, because that's like a non-negotiable, like no-go situation. Or it's not that big of a deal that if you would just like talk through it, you probably would have never had to like split up. So that doesn't make sense. I hate everyone in the world but you, smash. Honestly, love it. I do. Sometimes it's a bit excessive, where it's like if you're rude to other people for no reason, like not even in the like, you don't have to like schmooze everyone, and you don't have to like crawl up someone's butt, basically. Like being that type of nice, that's unnecessary, but like at least be like decent and polite to people. And if it goes like further than that in being like disrespectful to people and that kind of stuff, I feel like it's kind of stupid, but apart from that, it's good. Age gap, Bleach. Jail time and Bleach. Because if we would talk about like a considerate, oh, almost had my laptop fall. If we talk about like a good normal age gap, like I don't know, 25, 30 or something, that is not like, people probably wouldn't call this like age gap romance or like something. And so if we talk about age gap in that scenario, it's probably in a very extreme way, and a lot of the time one of them is a minor as well. So bleach, let's not do that. Like, I don't need to read some weird like, oh, she's 16 and in school and he's like 42 and her friend's like dad or something. Fuck off. Respectfully, but fuck off. So maybe I should have called the category fuck off, but yeah, no. Good boy, bad girl. Honestly, love me a golden retriever boy. I think I like them more than the bad boy thing, because I feel like half the time women are like nicer anyway, so there's like no really point to him being a bad boy. But yeah, honestly I feel like it depends on how bad girl-ish she is, but I do like it. I love me a good soft sweet man, and yeah, love it. Let's do it again. Next one. One of Us is Famous. Honestly, a lot of the time, kind of weird. Especially, I mean, I assume most people, authors, published or not, are not in, like, are not part of, like, the celebrity circle. So they don't fully know what's going on behind closed doors. And of course, there's a lot of assumption going on, or like things you kind of like figure out through research, and like, you know, oh, this and this happened, so that could potentially like lead to this stuff like that. And I'm not gonna say I'm better than that, absolutely not, but I feel like there's people that are good at like assuming what is going on behind closed doors, or like figuring things out, like a bit of like common sense. If like A and B happens, probably, you know. And then there's other people that are not, and it's like the most stupid, kind of like if a 13-year-old wrote about like celebrities type shit. Sometimes. So yeah, depends on how it's like done, but the One of Us is Famous thing in itself I do love. I think it's sweet. Also, I like those, oh, what was that series called? I forgot the name, but where all of them are famous, but like for different things, or like the kids of them, something like that. So I do like it, honestly. Forced Proximity, yeah. Do I love it, or do I find it good? Honestly, I don't know. Forced Proximity does work. I think it's good and not love it, because I feel like forced proximity alone does not work. Like, just putting two people in a room for like a storyline does not work. And so I think it always has to go hand in hand with something else, like workplace where they have forced proximity, or best friends, or like roommates, or like something where we have like a reason why they have like the forced proximity thing going on. So I'm gonna put it in good. Mafia romance, honestly, I don't really have, it's just in the middle. I don't really have an opinion. Back in the day, probably would have said smash. Now I would probably say pass, not all the time. I think it's a lot of the time very excessive. Not saying it's not true or false in any way, but like, I think it's sometimes stupidly excessive, and just like a bit of, I don't know why, because I'm sure it's not the only thing, but in my brain, mafia romance is so connected to like Wattpad stories, often badly written Wattpad stories, that I'm kind of like, I don't know, can be done well, not the best thing in the world, kind of just there. Like, I don't hate it, I don't love it. Yeah. Bodyguard romance, honestly, I don't know if I've ever read a bodyguard romance. Not that I remember. However, I think it can work, but it's also one of those things that go hand in hand with like forced proximity a little bit, because they of course are around one another a lot. Or I don't know, I feel like if it's like a celebrity person and then a bodyguard, I feel like that works. But if it's kind of like the kid like the teenage daughter of like some rich guy, and she falls in love with her bodyguard who's like a lot older, which like goes back to age gap. I think it's kind of stupid. So honestly, I don't really have an opinion. It's there, depends on the context. Right person, wrong time. Honestly, love it. Maybe good. Actually, I'm gonna put right person, not enough time in just the middle, and we will put right person, wrong time in good. Because for me, I like right person, wrong time more because there is a chance of like resolving the issue, and also sometimes it just isn't the moment, to be real. And then having them like kind of rekindle later on in life is kind of sweet because you know one another, but you probably also haven't talked to each other in a while, and so you like, while you know that person well, you also like discover like very new things and have to get to know them again, if that makes sense. And I feel like that is kind of sweet, and that can be very sweet. So that is that. So we are done. I was like quick-ish, I think 30 minutes, 35 maybe. Anyway, so we have only one in Bleach, which is age gap, which I fully support. Would do again. Jail is bully, romance, and teacher student. I'm with that, honestly, because it just doesn't make sense and it's stupid. So there's that. Honestly, I'm surprised that Godlike only has 2, and that Godlike also only has like the friends to lovers in whatever form, if it's like childhood or like just friends to lovers. But I do support that decision. Would do again. And honestly, for like the love it and good thing, it's just like a lot of things I do like, but I feel like work better if combined with something else. So yeah, love it. Honestly, I love the tier list. I'm a bit surprised about the amount of love it and good book tropes, not gonna lie. I thought I would be more of a hater, but here we are. This was the video basically. So thank you guys for watching. Share your own like, maybe like your most loved and your most hated book trope, so we can kind of like compare, because honestly I love to hear like what kind of book tropes people love and which they hate, because it's like sometimes so relatable because like the same one, like similar one, and sometimes I don't know, like if I would meet a person and they would be like, oh, like age gap is like my favorite romance, I would kind of be like, I don't know about that one. So it's like very funny to compare. Please feel free to share your opinions. But yeah, that was that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.